Hi guys, this is Alex from another video, and today we are going to be talking about my gripes with the game commonly known as Minecraft. Now, today we're going to be going over a few things. We're going to be going over how some of the updates have been wasted and stuff like that, and just certain things like that, like what has changed since Microsoft took over. Mainly what's changed, and kind of how I think people think the game should go. So yeah, let's get right into the video. So guys, before Microsoft bought Mojang, right? I think that's how the storyline went. Basically, what we're going to be talking about is when they updated the game, they were updating more things that were more natural evolutions of the game, right? Things that stayed within the gameplay loop, like mining, going into the ocean, what else? Doing certain things like that, like mining, going into the ocean, right? As the caves and cliffs update, right? Adding a whole nother level, making diamonds more accessible, and then the nether update, making the nether more vibrant, more alive, making so it spend more time in the nether, right? Making the nether more of a longer part of the game, adding more value to the nether, right? Stuff like that, making it easier to go to the end game so that people are spending more time after end game where they're able to keep their creative juices flowing rather than being bogged down and stuff like that, which was never really an issue for me, but I can see why they did that. It also added a lot more depth into the game. And, we had the Nether update and stuff like that. The animals that they added were pretty much relatively regular. Adding, like, dolphins and certain things like that. And I'm pretty sure goats were added in this time period, one of the newer updates, but I think Mojang was still free, and also adding things like jagged peaks and stuff like that. Yeah, Microsoft has actually done a pretty good job with what they've been doing with Minecraft, but there's been some problems. I feel like a lot of the updates, instead of doing what I had said, where it's more natural, and natural is continues in game loops that are already there. This creates some. Some are good, like adding netherite that continues adding on to the gameplay loop of armor progressing and materials and stuff like that. That is very good. I really, really like that. And then we have some things that don't, which is like the warden and underground cities or whatever they're called, which takes away because basically underground cities are pretty much useless. Because the only thing of value they give you is diamonds, which aren't worth the risk because diamonds are very easy and attainable these days. Or they give you a diamond toe, which you don't need. They give you not very good enchantment books. Mending maybe, but of course villagers are overpowered, so why would you do that? And then they also add armor trims, right? Armor trims are very good. They're amazing, but they're really not worth doing that. I think it's a cool addition to the game, which I don't really, but it's not like the coolest thing. I guess it's something you'd like. When I am adding armor trims, I'm like, it's before the dragon, and it's because my friend was offline, so we couldn't do the dragon, so I just went and did something else. That's when I'm using an armor trim, right? And more stuff like that. Animals are being added, like the warden. I don't think anyone really asked for it. I think maybe in a mob vote, but that's another problem I have. The mob vote is horrible, a stupid idea. I think they took it out though, which is great. And yeah, so that's kind of going into it. And another thing was the brush one and the sniffer. That was a very horrible idea. Bad idea. I don't think I've used it once, the mechanic once. The flowers don't do anything. The sniffers don't do anything. They're just a cool side thing that they wasted an entire version on, which I think is very, very dumb. I think the pots are kind of cool, but then again, just add pots in a point update, not a entire version, right? So, that kind of sucks a little bit, but it's all right. Wasted update. I think that the plants and the sniffers, I think that was really, really dumb. It just completely takes away from the entire gameplay loop. And it's just some random thing out there, which it's like, why would you even do that? At least when you have ocean temples, right, which aren't really in the main gameplay loop, you can get XP from it, you can get good loot from it, gold, you can get cool blocks from it, you can make an XP farm out of it. But the sniffers, you can't really do that, which is very, very sad. I wish they did something better with that update, but that was actually a while ago now. I think the ghast update was extremely good. It very much helps out one of the most annoying parts of the game, which is villagers. I think that was very, very good. I do enjoy trial chambers. Now, many of you guys will say, "Oh, you're being hypocritical. It's outside the main gameplay loop. It's not supposed to be in the game. It's something completely on Minecraft." While that is somewhat true, it does slightly add on to the experience of a like the leveling up tree, getting a new weapon, even though the weapon is low-key buns if you don't have all the upgrade things. However, it also adds on a very, very enjoyable XP farming experience and a very, very good ways to get emeralds, because basically before, if you want to get emeralds, right, you know 5 hours into your Minecraft Let's Play with your friends or whatever, you just make a giant villager hall and you enslave them for a ton. And that really sucks that you do that in every world, and it takes like 2 hours or something to get every single one. And that happens in every world. This has another thing. You can just bring the villagers and you can just grab emeralds from there. You can get XP from this. You can do a ton of stuff. It doesn't replace the villager thing, but it definitely, you're not spending as much time there, which I like. It also added some new mobs that are very, very fun. The structures are very, very cool. And I love the idea of the keys and stuff. That's very, very good. And I like how they're common. They're very, very common. And you find them kind of just going around, whereas an ancient city takes a long time to find. However, in this latest Minecraft footage that I have, I actually found an ancient city. It was a little glitched out, though, because it was like kind of not even on the skulk. But that's fine. Yeah, guys, that's my video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment. I actually wrote out a script for this video. So, guys, I'm going to be playing RL Craft next, which I'm very, very excited for. So, like, subscribe, comment, and share. I'll see all of you guys later. Good day to you, good night to me, and I'll see you later.
Diamonds! More diamonds! More diamonds! Oh my goodness, more diamonds! More diamonds!